thì đừng có vô đây là làm chậm mạng. Ở trong lớp mà còn vô nữa. Okay, welcome back, guys. Right, let's take a couple of minutes to analyze what we are going to do for this week. Right, we're gonna clone, not really clone, but kind of this feature, the online experiences feature from Airbnb. Right. So the reason why we want to have this assignment for you is like this is new. This is kind of interesting, and I think it's doable for us. And it's a very good practice to know, like when you look at a website or an application, you need to understand how it works behind the scenes, right? We have to think like a programmer. We need to know how it works, understand how it works behind the scenes. Like this, how a normal user would see. They only see something like, okay, there's a button, I click it, and I will see, what do you expect to see if I click this? Wait, do we go here? Okay. So what if I click this button, time of the day? What do you expect to see? Filter. Is it filter? Yeah, you have a filter from morning, afternoon, evening, right? It's not easy, okay, but it's doable. Right, you have something like this. When you click it, it will take you to this experience, right? Page, a single item page. All right, here we go. And I guess this is the ID of this experience. Okay. And in here you have all details about this experience. And now you see data like this. This user will see, right? But we as a programmer, we need to understand, know how the data will be structured in our database. Okay. Maybe it's not correct. It's not the same as how Airbnb structured their database, because there's a lot more going on in their side that we don't know. But we can kind of like cloning something like this and make it work, right? So let's have a guess. What is this? What is these images? How do we store it in our database? An array of links of photos, right? And what is this? A title, a field string, right? What is this? Kind of location is going to be city and country together, right? So you may start it as two different fields, city and then country. And then we return it, we combine it together in one line like that. So, okay, for city and country, do we allow people to enter anything they want? No. So how do we set the rule for that? So, I'm just asking question. We're not going to do everything, but I'm asking question like when you check analyze stuff like, so city, we have maybe an array of cities, right? Then we only allow them to pick the one that we have inside the array. Same goes for the country, okay? And you may wonder, how do we get those? Right, here we go. So the external, I have a link, an array of countries in JavaScript. Yeah, you can just copy that, right? So next, where is it? All right. What is this? What's the number? 5.0. It's a rating. How do you get its rating? Yes, we calculate average. So basically, the user who already attended the experience, they will be able to make reviews, right? Or maybe guess. I'm not sure, but they should be able to make reviews, leave a review, and then those reviews also have the rating. Then we have to calculate the average. We sum them all. We sum 26 reviews here. Some of them get the average, right? That's how we have the numbers here and the total reviews, right? We will learn how to store or how to deal with it later. Not this week, but next week. Right? So we have also had musical performance play. Yes, they are tagged. But here come the questions. Are they allowed to enter any tag they want? No. Yes, they do. I would say they do. They do have that right. For example, I have an event that is very unique, and there's no tag that describe my event ever before. Like there's no tag that ever describe my event. For example, what should the tag be like? Maybe for example, unique, for example, right? So there's no tag, then I should be able to create my own tag, right? And then if other user use the same tag, the same string unique as me, then there would be 2 events with the same tag, something like that. And then it start to add up for 4 events, 5 events, 10 events, something like that. So we should be able to add the tags we want. If the tags had the same value or the same string, that's going to be one tag. We're not creating another tag. We're going to use the existing tag. Okay. So for example, musical is there. So whenever I create another event and I use musical, I'm not gonna create a new tag, but I will use the existing one. Right. That's decided by our backend, not from the user. Okay. Well, so we need to deal with it in this week. Right. This information is kept like a standalone information, like duration. How do we store this information? What is this? It's a field. It's a field, and what is it? It's not a string. How do we store this information? It's not a string. It's the integer in what unit? Depends. I would say in minutes. Right? So 1.5 hours should be 90 minutes. So we start 90. And then we render. That's when you render, you can use any technique you want. But like you know that 90 minutes. And then if you want to render into minutes, you just render 90. If you want to render into hours, then 1.5, something like that. So I will start as 90 here. So about group size, what is this? What it should be? It's a null field and integer, right? Hosted in, it's just string, an array. It should be an array. So if I open another event, oh, not this one. I actually saw events that have a couple of languages, not just English, maybe Vietnamese, Portuguese, something like that. So you host something in 2 different languages at the same time? Yeah. What if this guy can speak 2 languages, or there's a subtitle or something like that, or anything? Yeah, or there's a translator somewhere. But I actually saw it like English, Portuguese, Chinese, something like that. It happens. So we can store it as an array. But then things happen like we don't allow user to type anything they want, right? So there are different ways to deal with it. But basically, let's go with the simple thing: store strings on an array of string. Let's go with simple stuff first, right? So here, this session, what you will do? Well. This is description, more like description, right? And we store just strings. And we can actually store the element tag in there. Right. So that in React, you can use something called CK editor, right? So this will allow you to store string together with, so you can have a string like this, a B or strong. So you can store a whole string like this. So CK editor will help you do that, and on the front end and the back end side, you just store it like this. And then when you render on front end, there's another tool to render this into a HTML format. right? Okay. So this is a whole stream. You can have live rack in there, right? And what is this? Try something new together. How do we store this information? Let's see what the other events have, right? Okay. This event will have something like try something new. Very similar.
Oh, that's the front end.
Right? So that's how you analyze stuff, right? It's very similar. I don't see anything different at all. Even the icons, anything together, right? So this is statics, right? Doesn't change. It's not dynamic. Means statics. Yes. Your host. Okay, this session, your host. Is the owner, the host of this event. The avatar is dynamic, right? From the back end. It's from a field called avatar image or avatar image link or something. And what is this? The name of the host. His bio or his code or something, his instructions.
So this one we should do referencing, right? Author would be an ID, then we make another.
Yes. Right. So we have contact host. When you click here, it opens a model, and then you can log in and then contact with email, I think, or you can send information to his inbox. But you don't have to do that. Forget about it. Right? So what to bring? Oh, interesting. What to bring? Bring. Here we go. What to bring? This is one item. 2 items. A bunch. Right. So what is it? How do we start this? Array of string. All right. That's good enough, but that's a simple way to do it. But as you can see here, I saw some very similar strings. Yeah, they must be different, but I saw some similar. Yeah, okay. I actually thought about it though. Right, good. So it's an array of string, simple. This part, I would say, is very similar to each other. Like it's statics. This is a code from the host. Code is different.
So it's different than the author.
Yeah, interaction from the author is different. From the host is different. So we may need another field, but yeah, to keep it simple, you can ignore this one. Yeah, just ignore it. Book a private group. Yeah, this one dynamic, right? Dynamic. It's actually dynamic. So we have 30 guests at starting $295 starting dollars. So different, right? And there's no price here. Well, okay. 30 is also dynamic, I would say. Not really, but up to you can define the group size if you want. It should be dynamic. The price here, but you can forget about this. It's not too. It's not a big feature. Just forget about it. So we have another big feature here: reviews. Right. So how do we reviews should be another collections, right? Yeah, collection is a collection of documents. A collection of documents, and in there we have each document will have the following fields. For example, the description or the reviews body, and the owner of the review, right? The user, you may say, the rating, time created at, and time updated at, something like that. You also have another field called events or experience that will reference to the experience that this review belongs to, right? Just like a book belongs to an author, a review should belong to an user and an experience, right? Always. No, one way. One way, one way. We should use one way. Yeah, make it simple, one way. So it's kind of like this. Ding ding. I have an example. Here we go. So it's kind of like this. So a review should have an honor and the experience, or you may say event. Okay. Then you reference to those two ID. Right. That's all for the reviews. You also have rating, but we deal with the average and the count later. So this is the hardest part, the availability. We will deal with it later next week. Don't worry about this right now, right? You only store the group size number here. Don't worry about this yet. And things to keep in mind, this is static, I would say. And that's it. That's pretty much it. Do you think it's doable this week?
So how many do you want in this database?
Right. Let's agree on what you have to do in our app, right? So images here is a must, right? Must have. It's very simple. An array of strings, title, countries, and cities. If you don't want city, you can just put countries there. It's okay. This information you don't have to read it. You don't have to return it right now, but it's good if you have it. You also have tags. Tags should be an array of what? Okay, here's interesting. If you store an array of string, what happens if you change it? You change the name of the tag. The admin, an admin change the name of the tag. For example, he thinks that musical is not appropriate. He wants to change it to musica, for example. Then should all the other experience apply to that change as well?
So it must be an array of document, and you have to have a whole column of tag. An array of
IDs. It's okay, an array of IDs. Then you have another collection of tags, maybe. So there's no right or wrong, but I think it's okay to do that this way. Right? An array of tag, and then you reference to the tag ID. An array of reference tag ID. Right, and then you have another field. The reason this is very simple, just store it. Right? You have description. You have this is static. Don't worry about that. Then here you have to link to the host, right? And then inside the host collection, each document will have the name, the bio, introduction, email, phone number, something like that. And then inside the experience or event document, you have an array of what to bring, strings, array of strings. Forget about this. And then reviews, you have another collection reviews, and as I mentioned about it earlier already. That's pretty much it. Right, cool. So everything is actually required here in the lab. Okay, there are a whole list here, and I think it's very good for the weekend exercise. Yay!
You explain a bit more about the host and the.
Here we go. Weekly project. Yeah, you can work together. I'm okay with that. Yeah, you can work together as long as you understand how to do it. Yeah, I'm okay with working together. I actually like it. No, just the APIs. REST API. Okay, REST API, no UI. We don't need to worry about the UI right now. We use Postman to test. We only design the REST API service, right? No front end, guys. No front end yet. Just backend APIs. Okay. For example, if we want to see a list of experience, right? So that's it. Descriptor is old, but imagine this is tag and this is events. It's very similar, right?
We can use our code from yesterday, right?
Yeah, of course. Yes. So step one, we have done that yesterday. Okay, but you need to add one more field into your user model type so that you can like decide which type user that is. Is it a host or is it a normal user, right? Just make it simple. Add one more field into the user model type. By default, the user will be the normal user, and if they register as a host user, then you change it to host. Okay. Okay, let's do it. Whew. I do have any question here. Wait.
So are we doing the block project or the Airbnb project?
Airbnb. Oh, where do you see the block?
Yeah, it's a assignment where we travel block.
Oh yeah, I have that. I still have that line. Oh, I forgot to delete that. Delete the line. Sorry. All right, it's Airbnb. It's travel block. We change it. Okay, might be possible. Not sure. This I have a final project. When so now yeah, backend only for this week. Next week, the second half of next week will be the front end. Yay, let's do it. So here's what I left yesterday. Open our code editor. What chain?
The chain library for the
Where? J.
That's in the file.
All right, just hide. All right. Okay. So first step, our user model. I will add one more field. Type, user type, or user role, whatever you want. Yeah, you can. I'm gonna call it type because in my lab I had a type, so I don't want to confuse you. I'm gonna call it type here. And type will be a string, right? Enum. So enum that you allow user to input these allow value. So it's gonna be normal.
What is enum?
So you will see it when you see it here. You understand, right? True type is required, right? So here we go. So user can select, or you can either input normal or host only. Not really user, but us, the backend server. So we cannot input any other value aside from normal and host, right? So to make sure I have a default value as well. Add one more field. And then we are good to go. I'm gonna delete this. Clean up, clean up, clean up.
Wait, can you go back to the
Okay, right? Oh, why do I have Mojave here? Oh, from yesterday. All right, so now I will clear my database. So right now we only yeah. All right. if you don't know how to connect to your database yet, so here we go. MongoDB / localhost 217. For localhost database, you don't need to provide username and password. All right, just hit enter, connected. And we will work on this database. So I'm gonna drop the user collection. Done. Back to our code. Forget about these routes. Doesn't mean anything. Right, what do I have to do? So here you can follow the lab. Please follow the lab. Like I've seen like people watch me do stuff and then try to type as I go, and they never look at the lab at all. So here we go. We need to create a tag model first. Right? Tag model is very simple. We only have maybe one field tag for now. Keep it simple for now. So we only have one tag, and that tag that field will be string, and it's required should be unique as well, right? Should be unique because tag we cannot have two cocktail tag. Close this. Go back here. So let's define the model on your own. Can you do that? Just very simple. Type const mongoose equal to require. Right? Const schema equal new mongo.schema tag type is string. What else? Type is string. Require not. Yes, require. That is require. What else? Unique. Oh my god, my memory is so bad. Unique.
Does it always have to be true? Because if there's an existing tag, you should be able to use it without having to be unique.
I mean, like you cannot have two tags with the same value. Correct? That means unique. Sorry? Okay. Yeah, no duplicate. All right. So now we need to export that module. Export equal mongoose dot model, and the name of this is going to be tag. So for model, you don't name it plural. Usually we name it singular tag and then schema. Right. So let's go. Tag. That's it. Next. Next. What's the most important model here now? Experience. That's what we are going to build. Experience. You can call it experience or event. I'm going to call it experience. Same thing, const mongo, require mongoose, and then const schema. Okay. So we have a couple of fields here. We have title. Oh, why is type is string, right? Should be unique or not? Should it be? Just a title.
If you don't have it, you can send the same element again with the same name.
Yeah, but actually it's different ID and maybe different description, maybe different target audience or different price or different duration, something like that, different content.
From the audience point of view, if you make that you search two different elements with the same name.
Okay, when you search that, you have two results, right? And then you see two different pictures, two different duration, then you can decide right there. So it's okay. It's not that bad, right?
True.
And just go with it. And if we see it doesn't work, then we can go back and fix it later. It's okay. So it's not unique. So what else it could be? Trim, yes. Oh, tag should be trim as well. I forgot. So go back, tag should be lowercase and trim. Go back to tag, lowercase, trim. Okay, done. And this one, we don't need lowercase, so we allow uppercase, and then that should not be unique. Okay. Trim. What else? We can either have a minimum length or maximum length. Right. Let's try minimum length. Cannot be less than 5 characters, for example. Min length, I would say. Right. 5 characters. And maximum length. How long? So only 20? No.
100.
Right. Okay. Let's go with 100. Right. We can change it later on. Right. Okay. And then we have description. Okay. Trims true. Maximum mean length is fine. Maximum length like 1000. Right. Go big. Dream big. Right. 1000.
Which line is trim again? It will remove all the space.
Before and after the whole string. What else? Let's take a look at here. I'm not gonna define all the stuff here. I will only define a couple of fields that I will demo here. So I will need more like host and tags. They are important, right? Host. So this is a reference. So I want to reference this field to the user, right? So it should be a type, object, mongoose dot schema type, maybe. I forgot. Schema type or what? Schema only. Then object ID. Okay. We want to reference to the user model, right? Require true. All right, that's it for host. Then we also have something called what else do we have? Tags.
So when you type, you need to type the object ID of the user every time.
Yeah, when you create a new experience, you have to be logged in as a host first.
I guess in the title and description, you should also be required.
Yes. Oh, require true. So I'm gonna go symbol like this instead of having an array. Right. Tag's gonna be an array of. You can use embedding here, or you can use referencing here. Let's go with referencing, so that I will be able to change the name later. Also, I will be able to show you how to use referencing when you populate, when you render file, when you query and populate stuff. Right. Let's go with referencing type. Same thing. Mongo.schema.object ID. Ref. We want to reference to tag. So this is the name of the model. String. Name of the model. Require yes.
If the type is a reference, we need to put a trim at the end. We need like trim.
Trim? No, we're gonna. It's very smart actually. Mongo is very smart. even if we put the whole, when we insert to the document to the database, even though we put the whole object, it will actually look at the ID, the object ID in that object and stick it in here. It's very smart. Right.
Like just like the host name is you have in the user as one snippet, and in the when you put data for the
oh, if you put a name, no, it's not gonna work. You have to find the ID from that name first.
ID.
Yeah.
So host dot and then object ID.
Host dot and object. Yeah, kind of like dot user dot underscore ID. It should be that. Right. So we have tags. What else do we have? No, we don't need anything else. So here we have something called the options. Timestamp. True. Comma. To JSON. Virtual true. And to object. Virtual true as well. Okay.
Wait, timestamp or timestamps?
Timestamps. Good question. Because we have created ad and updated ad. Right. That's why we have blue rows.
Also, for the reference, do we need to import anything like user?
No, because we use strings. So now we export it. Module.export equal to mongoose.model. The name should be experience. I'm going to call it ESV in short, right? It's very hard for me to type experience every time, like a bunch of times. So schema. Remember that we name it like this, guys. Remember, when you name something, you need to remember the name always, right? Schema. So that's it. All right, let's create the first endpoint and try to input, right? Let me check the lab. Do I miss something? Nope. All right. Nope. Okay, let's go. Let's go to our route here. First, go to app first. App. And then we need to register another router. App.use. I'm gonna start with this router. So start with experience. Experience C's, comma. I'm gonna call it shop experience router. And then we have to import it. Con ESB router equal require from experience C's. Do we need C's or not? Doesn't matter. Just keep it like that. Okay, so now we need to define the experience router inside this file. Right now we don't have this file, so we need to create it.
What's the difference between app.use and app.user?
Typos. Thank you. I make a lot of typo here today. Good. And create a file. Experiences.js. Inside here, I'm gonna const router equal to require express, and then dot router here. Sometimes you may want to use merge param, so I'm gonna put merge param here just in case, right? And then let's use router dot route root route. Then let's have the first endpoint get. We will define the function later on. Let's export it. Export module.export equal to router. All right, so now we need to define a function, a controller, to handle this request, the get request to this root route. I'm going to say get experience. Okay, so when user hit this endpoint, they will see a list of experience, right? A whole list of experience. So get experience, now you don't have that function, you have to define it. Okay. Cons get experience equal to require. You need to import it from the controller, experience controller. We will define later. Right now, go to controller, experience controller. Right. And now go to this file, define this function. Oh my God, there's a whole chain here. Experience controller.js. And in here, I'm gonna define that export dot the name of the function equal async request respond next. Remember the order here, it has to be in correct order, request first, respond, and then next. And for now, I'm just respond with a text. Okay, to make sure this endpoint work. Hey, whew. Set everything. Ooh, right. I just save everything and I'm gonna test. What's a yeah and no at the same time? But right. Right. Let's test our application. Start it. npm run dev. So for GET request, you can actually open your browser and test it. Localhost 5000/experiences. All right, you see, okay, that means it works. Right. So now we need to create another endpoint to create experience, right? Bam, bam. Let's go to controller. Yes, not controller. Sorry, I'm lost. Okay. So we have get. So now we have post, create experience. Oh, remember the blue rows and singular here. Get experience to get the list of experience mean blue rows, right? We will have another controller called get single experience or just get experience. So now define the function create experience for the post request. Import it first, then go here, define it. Equal async. So if you pay attention to the order of that, what I'm doing is you can follow exactly what I'm doing so that you don't get lost. Right now, I create the endpoint first, right? The router, the endpoint first. Then for that, I need the function. And then I had to import the function and define somewhere else. Then go to that function controller, define the function like what I did here. Right, so for now, I just say okay. Right. To create this, we need the user to input something. What do they have to input?
They have to log in.
Correct, but okay.
Wait, so this experience, like that experience, this is just available for anyone. We don't need to.
Yes, correct. All right, nice. So, right, I will follow your order. Let's go to the route first. Here we go. So if we want to protect this endpoint from guest, from normal user, then we need to use what? Authentication, right? So we already have something called login require. But in this case, do you want anyone to be able to create it? Or just a host? Right, just a host. So you don't have any logic to check if that user is a host yet, right? And you may want to use it for a couple of other controllers, right? So you better off create another middleware to check the type of the user. So I'm gonna do it here. It's very soft. Export dot host require, for example, right? equal to async, not really async, but you don't need async there. Request, respond, next. Right.
Why don't we need async here?
Yeah, because I don't have to do anything with async in a way, so I don't need to use async. So in this middleware, I'm gonna call the middleware. So for now, just next here, right? And I'm gonna call this middleware. Where am I? Here. So first, I'm gonna call login require, right? Comma host require. Right? So I don't have to define the whole logic again. So oh my God, where am I again? Here. Okay. So now I just need to do something like if request of user dot type is not equal to host, right? Then we stop. We return the error. Return respond dot status.
Wrap it in try and catch.
Not really. We don't do anything. Just checking the type, right? And fail. Message host required. That's it. Done. As you can see here, we don't need async or wait at all. So this middleware is very short, very simple, because we already have the user from login require, right? Then go back here, import the two middleware, const require middleware / auth. Okay, done. Right, to test it, now let's create a user first, and then so creating a user is interesting as well. We don't allow any user to create that, right? So where am I? User controller. We can have another route, say another controller, say create host. So this is for create a normal user. You can repeat the whole logic and create one more. For example, create host. Okay. Or you can use the same logic, but you can add one more argument, host or type. So right now, just go with the symbol stuff. You allow user to choose normal or host, right? You allow user to choose. But in real application, you need to verify stuff, like you have to validate the identity of the user, and then you only by then you allow them to change the type. So right now we don't have to worry about those stuff. We allow user to, when they created the user, they are allowed to choose the type as well. Okay. So type, and then you also pass in type. If there's no type, you will use default, which is normal. So you don't need maybe need that. You don't really need this, but just in case, to be consistent, just put it here. Type, and then you need to pass in type as well. Or maybe not, just sorry. Then here you have type or normal. Right?
There's only a default in the other.
Yeah, that's already default, but it should be undefined. It should throw an error. Just be sure you can have logic like that. Default in the model means like if you don't provide that field, it will use the default value. Yeah. But if you use undefined as a value, undefined is also unvalued. Remember, It's very dangerous. But we still have a guard inside our model, which is enum. Remember, enum. Enum. Still having more logic to guard against it is okay.
Usually in Thai, whatever rules just become default unless in Thai codes, right?
Oh wait, about that I'm not sure. Usually I don't use enum and default together, but yeah, enum is like you can either input normal or host only. You cannot enter anything else. And default means if you don't provide the value, it will use that value as a default. So they are different, but together I'm not sure how they work, to be honest. Right? Yeah, we can test. All right, so now just use like this. So if the user doesn't provide type, then we use normal. If the user provides something bullshit like type admin, it will not work because we already have enum. Right. All right. So now let's try to create a user. See what happens. I'm gonna stop the server npm and there. Sometimes when you change something in the model schema, you have to restart your server to make sure everything is updated. Okay, let's try it. I'm gonna create a user. Khóa type host. Send. Okay, done. So I'm the host now. And now I'm gonna test if I can create or I can access the route. All right, let's create another account too. So this one is gonna be Khóa 1 and it's normal. Okay, we have two user. Khóa will be oh crap, I forgot to change the name. I'm gonna call user and then part 2 then. Okay, so Khóa will be the host and user will be a normal user. Okay, I'm gonna log in with this account to see if I can access the endpoint that I protect earlier. I'm gonna log in with this account. Khóa 2. Right, log in. Ew. Something wrong? Khóa 2. Ooh, okay. Okay, actually, I thought it's okay, 200, but I don't see this one. That's weird. Or maybe this. All right, here we go. I logged in, and then let's try to access the route. I'm gonna create another folder. Add a folder. I'm gonna call this folder experience. Inside this folder, I'm gonna create a request. Add a request called host create experience. Right. Save it. Expand it. I have changed this one to post request. And here's the endpoint. URL experiences / and I'll provide the body. Just hit enter here first. Let's see what happens. Okay, host required. Because this user is not a host. Right? I logged in as a normal guest, a normal user. So I cannot access this endpoint. This endpoint is only for host. So now I need to log out. And I don't have that route yet, but so I'm gonna log in as Khóa. Right? So Khóa is a host. So let's try to access this route. Okay, meaning I can access it, right? So which means my middleware work fine.
Back to the experience controller.
Experience controller. Here we go. So I define type.
Or that's user controller.
Oh, experience controller. There's only okay.
I don't see okay though. I got failed. So I logged in as host and now I'm getting size failed. That's it, host required.
Host required. check your user document. That document, does it have a type host?
So the physical, anyone can be physical, right?
Yeah, for now, just go with simple way. Everyone can be a host if they register as a host, but they cannot change in the middle. They cannot update it. Don't allow them to update the status.
Everyone can be something like this.
Yeah, that should be created by the admin of the app. Basically, you have a couple of accounts that control the whole thing. Middleware. Okay, middleware. Oh my God. Bucket. Our batteries. Cool. Right. Right. The middleware here. Do you understand this middleware? It's very straightforward, right? Yeah. So because login is required, we pass request of user down to the next middleware. So this middleware will have request of user, and then we check the type of the user. If it's a host, then we next. If it's not a host, then we throw the error, return with the error. Right. So now next step, we actually didn't add anything, just the model. All right. So next step, we are gonna create the experience. Yes, experience. Instead of sending OK, so we need to read the body first. Experience. So what do you call it? Title? Description? What else? Title, description, tags. Okay. So right now we have 3 fields. What's this? Okay. Now we check if there's no title or no description or no tags, then return on dot status. 400 mean bad request. Bad request mean if the user doesn't provide the data that we require. So the error is from the user, not us. Jason, we need to tell them what's wrong. Status fail. And we tell them what's wrong. Okay, title, description, and tags are required. Okay, there we go. Oh, there's a tool that allow you that will like break you if the line get too long.
What's the difference between error and then error dot message?
There's no error the message here, but okay, error when you use try and catch, right? There's an error as a argument as parameter. That error is an object, the class error created by is this error class, and this error class will automatically have something called message here if you define it, and that's why you have error.message. Okay, what else? Now we have everything. Now we try to create the document. So before that, I need to import first. Const experience equal require / dot model to go to experience file, all right? And then you can const ESB equal to await ESB capital SB dot create. When you create, you need to define give the value, title, description, and tags, right? else. Right. So after create, then return. Status 201 mean a new document, a new resource created. JSON status. Okay. And data will be the one that we just created. We can have try and catch here. Let's have try and catch. Put everything into the try block. And for the catch block, right now, let's go with a symbol into that's how we can debug. I'm going to send error, something like error, and then I can select the error as well. So that's how we develop, right? We try something like here. Then we will go back, everything is fine. Then we go back and change this line later on, and then we also delete this. Okay, now we have the controller set up. Let's test it. Open this. Open the body. Select JSON. Let's actually try something. Title. Testing. Description. Testing purpose. Tags. Tags should be an array. Right now it's going to be empty. Let's see what happens if we leave empty. All right, I'm going to send it. Error. Right, error. But what's the error? Host is required. Oh God, I forgot host. Okay, let's go here. Break it down. We have title, we have description. Oh. We have tags. We need one more field. Host will be request with user underscore ID. Okay. Say the host will be the current user. Correct? Yeah. This round require a host. Only the host can create an experience, right? Yes. Okay. So let's test again. Send. Right. That goes. There's no tags, but there's still this will register into your database, right? Take a look at your database. Your experience. You have a document. Right. So. Okay. Yeah. As you can see here, host will be the ID of the user. I'm pretty sure this is the ID of Khóa. Here, Khóa ID 00656. 00656, right? All right, that's cool, but not enough. What if a user provide an array of string, a tag? For example, I want to tag my experience with this tag. Let's say, so testing is obviously for testing, right? And computer, like this. What happened if I click send? Error. What's the error? No, that's not the case, but caster array failed for the value testing in computer. Why is that? Why is this? Right. So let's say it failed at the tags field. Why? Because we define tag in the model as a, oh, not this one. Here, object ID, right? It's not string, it's object ID.
You must put in the object ID.
Yeah, but it's not a good user experience. They should be able to input the string, the tag name, and then we need to automatically convert it into object ID for them. So here's the thing. This part is very confusing. Where am I? So here, so right now, tag is an array of string, right? We need to convert it to array of objects ID. Right? To do this, if a tag exists in the collection tags collection, then we will use associate ID as object ID. If not else, we need to create a tag in the collection first, and then return the ID. So that's the whole point. So we have an array of strings right now. That array is testing in computer, but for now, in our database, right now we don't even have the collection tags because there's no value inside, and MongoDB decided not to create that collection for us. So we need to do this step, convert into an array of object, only this step. But to do this step, we have to check if the tag exists. If it exists, we use the object ID associated with that tag name. If it doesn't exist, we have to create the document, the tag document. The tag document. Right, so let's do it. We can do everything in right here in the controller, or we can do it in a middleware, using a method, resave. Middleware in Mongoose, resave, remember? Resave, no. Right, let's do it. Then again, you have to do it a couple of times to remember it, and I'm gonna walk you through this one. Yay, experience. So let's define a middleware here. Schema dot read, and I'm gonna resave function. Async function. Yep, a name schema. Yes. Yes, correct. So for resave, wait, for resave you need next, right? Next. Okay. Then after, at long last, you connect. Okay, now we have something called this cons let array equal to this dot tags. Okay. So we have tags. It's going to be array of string, right? So tag right now is still an array of string. When we create here, so when we pass out here, tags is an array of string, and when it's going to this middleware, it's still an array of string. Nothing changed yet. So now we need to change it into an array of object ID. ID. Object, which include the object ID is okay. Mongoose is smart. Right, how do we do it? How do we do it? Huh? Map, and then what is inside map? A bunch of one of things there.
ID for each object.
All right, let me answer here first. So create method, experience.create, right? Capital X, capital E, I would say create something, will call save underline in the behind the scene. Yeah, it will call save.
What about insert many?
Sorry?
If you insert many, then
I forgot. Let's see. Yeah, in the documentation, they say it really clear. Right. Oh, wait. In this week topic, I actually have it in the lab. If you go back and find the middleware, it should be there. That's a lot to remember, I know. All right, so how do we do it? We need to change this one to another array of objects. So let's full, for example, right now, let's go with full equal to r dot full mean nothing, meaningless, something meaningless for now. Full equal to array dot what? Array dot map. Okay, we map element to what? We can use you can use something like so we need to use this class in order to find by. You need to find the element here. Oh, I'm gonna write down. So find the tag from each string from tag model or from tag collection, you want to say. So now you can use tag dot find by just find one. Okay, now when you want to find which field. There's only one field, tag. Yeah, so we want to find by tag, and the value will be E, right? Okay. So E here, before we find it, we need to make sure that it is trim and lowercase first, right? Low to lowercase, and then we need to trim it as well. Okay. We find by the tag field, and then we find one only one, because unique. We know it's unique, so there's only one that match. All right. Oh, there's a bunch of format, right? And then this, as we know, this we need to use async and await here. Okay, so let's give async await. It's gonna return because by default map will be it will run like it's kept like arrays, not arrays, but everything is run parallelly. So here we need to use something called less results equal to promise all, and then we put full in there. So finally, we have something called results, right? And then we reassign it. This tag will be equal to result. Okay. And then we connect. That's it. I think. Let's try it, and then we go back. If anything wrong, or if it go well, I will go back and explain again. Try it first. Right. Same body, same request. I'm gonna send it again. Error. Yes. I think I did an import stuff. Right. Ooh. Why is that? It's so hard to read. Cannot cast it to object ID, right? Let me see if I import it first. I haven't imported. That's one thing. Tag here, I didn't import it first. So there are a couple of error here. Tag equal to require mongoose. No. We are inside model already, so I'm going to import from tag, right? One thing. Second, something wrong here. So let's check my database first. Refresh. Okay. Let's console log result. Result. Okay. And I'm gonna remove this console log. It pollute my terminal. Okay, I'm gonna send again. Scroll down. I don't see anything. Again. It's not even go through that. Is it correct? Where am I? Freeze, save function, next. Let's again. Wow, I don't see anything. Oh, wait. Yeah. I think we have to call save, right? Create and save. I forgot. Yeah, that's why I say. Forgot. Problem is it doesn't go into this save from here. Let me console here. I think I need save. Right, let's try adding save here. Go to experience controller, remove away here, and then save. All right, let me try it first. Right, cool. Now you see it. So we create and then you got save. Sorry, I forgot about it's kind of like create a new instance and then save. Wait, what's the difference then? Right, whatever. Okay, go back. The code create. Usually it should be like this: new, and then save. Same thing.
So should we delete that too?
Yeah, there are two ways to do it. You can use new and then use save, or you can use create. Oh wait, so create doesn't use resave? It does use, right? So why didn't activate my middleware? So I will go back and look at that later, but you can try this. I'm gonna clear my log, then test again. Right, so it doesn't work as well. Wow, something wrong. Okay, let's go change back, create. Yeah, so if you use, you don't need create, but let's try create. But create actually activate the middleware. Right, it's activate the middleware. So here we go. Validation fail. It cannot tag the value testing at the path tag. Cannot cast an array to array fail for the value testing. Same thing. But I don't see the console log. All right, I'm lost. So I don't see my console log for some reason. All right, so before that, let's do it outside. All right, give me some minute, guys. Keep it here. Problem, I don't see this console at all. Like, it doesn't recognize my preset for some reason. Weird. Let's take a look at here. I think I did a little bit different. Oh, so in my example, I actually I didn't use a middleware. Instead, I use a static, and this static return the array, and then I use that array to create the new document. So I didn't use a middleware there. Yeah. Right, I will go back and investigate why my middleware doesn't get triggered. Right, but let's see. Let's go and use the way I do in my lab. So I'm gonna create another similar schema dot statics, and then the method I'm gonna say convert to object. Okay, equal async function. When you should check in an array. I'm gonna copy and paste everything here. Copy, paste it here. Delete this. Oh.
We don't need that.
You can define a static here, or you can define this static inside the tag model, right? If you define the tag model, you can use this. If you define here, you need to import tag and then call it inside the static. So I think it's better if you define it inside the tag model. Sorry for making you confused. So here you can use, you don't have this anymore.
Wait, so we delete it from experience and move it to tag?
Yeah.
Or do we
to keep it shorter, move it to tag. It's okay. Actually, it's work both way, but keeping here, it's more like object. Like this, so you have this now. This will be the whole class for tag, the tag class. And then you can use file one. Save. All right. So now you return results. Okay. Let's construct result here. Here. Right, go back to the controller. Now it's shorter. It's a lot shorter. Now go back to controller. Disable these. You don't need these yet. Not here as well. I'm gonna call new array equal to tag dot the name convert to object, right? And I'm gonna pass in tags. So tags here is still an array of string, and then I expect to see the what do I say? The array of objects here, new array. Let's execute it. There's no space, so I'm gonna say okay, and then one more time. Yep, cause tag equal to require model tag. Okay, let's try it. Okay. So here we have promise. Now I need to use await here. That's why I saw the arrow. Okay, let's try again. It's no. Why is it no? Oh, I have to do if else here. All right. If await let bar equal await this. I'm gonna call it tag, right? So let tag equal await this file one. We are almost done. If we cannot find, what's wrong with this? One. All right, I missed one thing. One more. Wait, what's wrong? Okay, I missed this. Okay. If there is tag, we will return that tag. If there's no tag, there's only one tag.
Then tag each lowercase.
Oh, this tag is the name of the field. All right, yeah. So that's why I use bar.
Okay.
Okay, full and bar. If there bar, right? What's wrong with this again? Okay. If there's bar, we return bar. If there's no bar, what do? We create it. Full and bar. Okay. So bar will be equal to await this dot create tag equal lowercase extreme. Okay. And then return bar. Right. Is it correct? Let's try again. Okay, we now successfully create the document, right? Yeah. So there's one bar now. So basically, we will have an array, right? Map will return an array. Okay, it's just return an array, and inside that array, the value we return will depend on whether we can find it in the collection or not. If we cannot find it in the collection, we will create a new one, a new document. If we can find it in the collection, we will return that document. So basically, the whole thing here is just checking if the tag exists. If it doesn't exist, we create it. If it does exist, we return it. Here, here you go. And there's a bunch of, I see in a await here. Basically, these will return promise. If you want to execute a promise, you need to use inside an array, use await promise all, because the nature of map, like everything we try to run like this, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't wait for the previous iteration to finish, right? So every iteration we try to run at the same time, almost at the same time, not really at the same time, but almost, right? It doesn't wait for the previous one. So that's why we need to use await promise all, meaning we will wait until every promise is returned inside the array, the full array. Then we grab that that value and then return it, right? Yeah, again, I will explain again. So let's assume that you get this part. This part we'll check if the tag exists. If it exists, it returns the tag document. If it doesn't exist, we create it and then return it. Create the tag. Okay. She hates hearing tag. So, right. So we have the new element, the new array, and then we can do something like this. I don't think you need to use a save here if you have create that. So now instead of putting tag, we can put a new array there. Okay. And then data will be SP. Okay. My memory is so bad. Sorry. Oh, remember await here. Okay. Let's take a look at our database. Still nothing here, right? Okay, let's try it. Postman. Wait. I think we have a couple of tests already. So we have testing and computer. Cool. Because my code earlier generate these tags. So let's try to add one more. And for test, we have bugs. Right. Okay, let's send it. Oh my God, no, please, no more error, please. Right. Wait, why is it saying error? Actually, bug is here. Experience. It doesn't go into experience, something wrong there. Let's go back and console log it. I removed the console log in the task block already. Again, try again.
This send error message.
Yeah, you can, but I refer to see it here. Resource defined. This stupid mistake. Resource defined. Yeah, what the hell is that? Where is it? Where are you? Maybe here. I didn't save this. I didn't save it. Sorry, I didn't save this file. I removed something. I didn't save it. Oh my god, that's still a mistake. Again, I want to add one more bugs. Okay. Okay, everything worked fine. Actually, I just didn't save the experience model. No, I never use autosave. Right, so here we go. We generate new tags if there's no tag available, right? And I tag it to here. All right, what if we have the tag already? What happened? Yeah, it's gonna use those tags. So if we already have a tag, let's try to have those. I'm gonna add one more tag here. Chart, I just saw him. Okay. Okay, we have another experience with Charles. And if you look at our database here, the tag, we have one more tag with Charles, right? Okay, that's how we do it.
We can do the same with the authors, right?
Why would you want to do that for author?
Because I don't have to input in the whole object ID every time.
Oh well, you mean the embedding?
Yeah. No, I think.
Oh, this one is wrong.
Yeah, this is embedding.
Why do we have tags here? I only want to store a. Yeah. Why is it like this? All right, let me take a break, guys. Oh, it's 11:40. I'm so confused. Yeah.
When do you leave again? When do you leave again?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna leave in like half an hour.
What time is the flight?
2:30 to Hanoi.
Oh, so you're gonna go straight to the airport from here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right. So there's some problems, small problems. Even though I define like this, it doesn't. It takes the whole object. It doesn't get only object ID, which is kind of weird. Like it's we push the whole object here. And earlier I said Mongo is so smart that it will get only the IDs out of the object, which I'm wrong. Which I was wrong. I don't know. The day before I tried, it only takes the IDs out of the object instead of pushing everything there. Let's see. Experience array. No. Oh, it does. It does. See, you only see what? You only see the object ID, an array of object ID, right? So in your database, you only see an array of object ID. Cool. Right? But you in the result, you see everything. Wow, that's magic. So that's why I say Mongo is smart. See, Bao. Experience what? No, not this one. So this new array is going to be like this. The whole new array will be tagged, right? So this new array will become this, right? New array, I'm going to call new array. It's going to look like this. And when we push it, when we save it to the database, Mongoose only select this field and save it. So smart, I would say. It doesn't save everything else, only the ID field. And that's why we have it like this in our database, only an array of object IDs. But when we return, it's still an array of objects.
So then is that called embedded?
No, this referencing. What we see in the result here is different from what is stored in the database. Look, this is how it's stored in the database, embedding. For now, because what I did there was it's kind of like an edge case, because in my code I have this array that looks like this. When I return new array, we look like this, and when I create a new document with that array, even though Mongoose only store the IDs, but in our JavaScript code, it still have these objects. So that's why when we return it, you still see this in the response. But let me quickly create another endpoint and return the same thing for you. You will see the difference right away now. I'm going to quickly create another endpoint. Xbox dot oh, actually we have it all here, right? So here we do const ESBS equal to await tag dot file, right? And then I'm going to respond JSON status. Okay, and then data will be ESB, right? So I will go to the endpoint, and I expect to see kind of similar, but we have like 3 or 4 experience. I don't remember. Let's see. Create another endpoint. Get experience. Get experience, and the endpoint will be URL experience. Send. So here we go. Wait, wrong one. It's not tag. Sorry, it's experience. Okay. So as you can see here, you only see an array of string of object ID, right? That's different. This result is from JavaScript code. It's still inside our JavaScript code memory. So that's why you see the difference in the result return. So here, in order to make this ID into a document like this, I have to do one more step. Populate. And I want to populate the text field. Let's see. Oh, not this one. Sorry. This one. Okay, there we go.
Oh, wow. Now, populate.
Yeah, that's called populate.
Find the ID show the
Yes. Find the ID, show the document. All right, explain everything. And please confused.
I mean, I'm so confused.
Yeah, everyone's confused. I'm confused as well because because you know what? It returned differently. I didn't expect to see these results. To be honest, I expect to see an array of strings, not an array of objects. But it still returned an array of objects, and then I had to let's take a look at my code, and then because my JavaScript code is still like this, and it return the value inside my JavaScript code. That's why there's a difference. When you use file without populate, it's different. So now let me explain everything from the get-go. Create the controller, capture on the data, and use the data to create a new experience. Okay, but before that, we need to manipulate the array a little bit. Originally, array is an array of strings. We need to convert that string into object ID, or just purely object, Mongoose object, Mongoose object, right? Mongoose document. So in order to do that, I'm gonna use a static method. You can make a function. It's okay. You can create a function. You don't have to create use a method like this. So here's how I define it. Not this. It's here. So here's how I define it. This function receive an array of strings, and then I will map that array and then return a new array. So this array will be an array of promises. An array of promises. You may wonder what the hell is promises. It will be the you can vote that for class or promise like extra class to review stuff, JavaScript stuff. So promises basically this method, this dot file one, this dot create will return promise. So then, because the nature of map or for each or for loop, it doesn't wait until the previous iteration to finish the logic. It will like every iteration we try to run as fast as they can, and then it will return an array of promise. And we have this line here to say, okay, guys, let's wait until everything arrives, then we move on. Okay, so and inside here is the logic. If I create a temporary variable called bar, if and bar will be the result that we find, the tag that we find based on the string. Here, an element here is a string. Each E is a string, a tag string. We use tag string, we find inside this here will be, I would say, this equal to tag, right? So each string we find it inside the tag collections. If we find it, mean it's not null, or if there's bar, we return bar. If it's not null, we return it. If it's null, else, here's else. We finish the return, else, we create bar by using await this dot create. Okay. And then we return it again. And then we use promise on to get our result and then return it. Okay. Okay, we finish the function. I'm gonna say, I don't know if I do it the same in my lab. Let me check my lab again. Oh, same thing. All right. So instead of having location trim here, I define up there. It's okay. This is more stupid, I would say. All right.
So here you can only use static, right? If you may talk and it will.
There's no point to use method now. Actually, you can, yeah. But use static to make it simple. Static is just kind of like a function, a normal function, more like a function, right? And then we got a array. Move on. We use that array as the value. Then create the document, the experience document, return it. So that's the whole point. And then here I will explain the populating. So here, if you do only experience.file, I'm going to say run again. You only see a list of experience, here, an array, right? So each object here is an experience, right? Each object here is an experience. And inside each experience, you have, this one is the first one I create. Let's go with the second one. Tags here is an array of string. But we want to see the value of that. It's pointless to see ID here. And we can use populate. So we populate this tag field. Populate means it will go and find the document based on the ID for us. Then, okay, there we go.
If I want to populate the author, then
yes, let's populate the author.
So it must be separate.
Yeah. So in the lab, I actually it's not author, it's house. You're trying to confuse me. Okay, in my lab, I explained it pretty well. In my lab, there's two ways to use populate. I'm gonna send, and then you actually see the host, right? Information.
Go back to the
Right, so everything is there. It's pretty much it for the walkthrough. I've got to go, guys. Hope you're doing well. You can work together. I strongly advise that you work together. You can help each other. If you find this too hard to do it alone, Charles will be here. He will be here. I will ask him to come and sit here if you want.
Yes.
He was like, after that one day, he was like, I feel so tired. Yesterday he said that. Right. Sorry. Yeah. So to the bottom. I'm gonna remove this so you can see it.
Will you make the code available?
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna post it to GitHub so you can have it. I'm gonna stop recording.